What if I told you that the life you dream of is already within your reach, but it's hidden inside the habits you repeat every single day? Think about it. Every choice you make, from the moment you open your eyes in the morning until you close them at night, is shaping the person you are becoming. The question is, are these habits pushing you closer to the woman you are meant to be or holding you back in silence? Every great transformation begins with something small, not with a huge breakthrough, not with one lucky chance, but with a simple decision repeated again and again. Psychology teaches us that our brains are wired to follow patterns. What you practice, you become. If you practice hesitation, you will feel stuck. If you practice discipline, you will feel powerful. Habits are invisible forces, yet they determine everything about the way you live. But here's the secret. Habits are not fixed. You can break the old ones, and you can create new ones that serve you. Imagine standing at a crossroads. On one side is the life of comfort, where nothing changes, where you settle for less than what you deserve. On the other side is the path of growth, where every day you rise stronger, more confident, more unstoppable. Which path will you choose? This is why daily habits matter so much. They are not just routines, they are promises to yourself. And when a woman keeps those promises, her confidence grows. Her discipline sharpens, her mind becomes unshakable, and slowly, without even realizing it, she becomes the kind of woman who inspires others simply by the way she lives. But let's be honest, change isn't easy. Your mind will resist. It will whisper excuses. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. It doesn't matter anyway. Yet psychology shows us that when we take action, even a small one, we silence those excuses. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you train your mind to obey your purpose instead of your fear. So ask yourself, are you living on autopilot, letting old habits decide your future? Or are you ready to take control, to choose the habits that will build the strongest, most powerful version of yourself? The truth is, every woman has the power to rise, but not every woman chooses to use it. Some let self-doubt take over. Some give their energy to people who don't deserve it. Some keep waiting for the perfect moment to change, but the perfect moment never comes. Only action creates the moment, and that action begins with a habit. Think about the women you admire, the ones who seem confident, unshaken, and full of energy. They are not different from you. They simply mastered habits that most ignore. They chose to be intentional instead of drifting, and that choice made all the difference. If you truly want to create a life filled with strength, peace, and unstoppable confidence, then you must master the daily habits that build it. Not once in a while, not when it's convenient, but every single day, because repetition builds identity. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your habits. And here's the reward I want you to claim. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what you are about to discover are 10 powerful daily habits every woman must master. These habits are not complicated. They don't require luck or money or even perfect circumstances. They only require your decision to start. And when you practice them consistently, they will reward you with a life you never thought possible. A life where your confidence shines, your energy grows, and your inner strength becomes unbreakable. So as you listen, don't just hear the words. Let them sink into your heart. See yourself practicing these habits. See yourself walking with confidence, speaking with clarity, living with peace. Because if you commit to these changes, your life will not stay the same. Remember this, the strongest women are not born that way. They are created by the choices they repeat daily. And today you stand at the beginning of that transformation. The only question is, will you take it? The power of small habits change does not begin with massive leaps. It begins with small, almost invisible steps that are repeated until they become part of who you are. Dom psychology shows us that the brain builds pathways with repetition. Every time you repeat a behavior, you carve a deeper path in your mind, making it easier the next time. This is why habits hold so much power. They shape your identity without you even noticing. Think about it. When you brush your teeth, you don't debate whether you should do it. You just do it. It has become automatic. Now imagine if the same certainty applied to positive, life-changing habits. Imagine if self-discipline was as natural as brushing your teeth. Imagine if focusing on your goals was as automatic as checking your phone. That is the power of habits. They remove hesitation, and hesitation is what kills most dreams. Psychology also teaches us that the brain does not distinguish much between good and bad habits. It simply follows what you repeat. This means if you repeat procrastination, you become skilled at delaying. If you repeat action, you become skilled at progress. The choice is always yours. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to be. The woman who takes small, consistent steps toward growth eventually finds herself standing on a foundation of strength that cannot be shaken. This is why mastering small habits is so important. They don't look powerful at first. Waking up early one day won't transform your life. Saying no to distractions once won't make you unshakable. But when these actions are repeated, they build momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Greatness doesn't come from one dramatic moment. It comes from daily decisions that accumulate into strength, confidence, and resilience. The woman you want to become is hidden in your daily habits. And the sooner you understand this, the sooner you can begin building a life that reflects your true potential. Habit 1. Wake up with purpose. The way you begin your morning sets the rhythm for your entire day. If you wake up without direction, you drift. If you wake up with purpose, you lead. Psychology reveals that the first thoughts and actions of the morning shape your emotional state for hours ahead. When you rise with clarity, your mind becomes focused, your energy becomes intentional, and your spirit feels stronger. Waking up with purpose doesn't mean just opening your eyes. It means deciding before the world distracts you who you are going to be today. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach for your vision. Instead of drowning in noise, listen to your own voice. Each morning is a reset button, a chance to leave behind yesterday's doubts and step into today with strength. Think of it this way. When you wake up and immediately take control of your mindset, you are training your brain to follow you, not your circumstances. This is powerful because the human mind seeks patterns. If you start your morning in chaos, the mind will look for more chaos. But if you begin with intention, the mind will search for clarity and direction all day. Ask yourself, how would your life change if every morning you woke up with a clear purpose? Not just going through motions, but rising with discipline, rising with gratitude, rising with the certainty that you are building something greater. This is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Purpose is not found. It is created, and it begins each day the moment you wake up. So tomorrow, when your eyes open, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right mood. Command yourself to rise with meaning. Decide your priorities before the world decides them for you. Because a woman who wakes up with purpose cannot be stopped. Her mornings become her fuel, and her fuel becomes her power. Habit 2. Move your body daily when you rise with purpose. The next step is to honor your body with movement. Your body is the vehicle that carries your dreams, and the way you treat it reflects the way you treat your life. Movement is not just about fitness. It is about discipline, energy, and respect for yourself. Psychology confirms that physical activity doesn't only strengthen muscles. It rewires the brain to feel more focused, more resilient, and more alive. Every time you move, whether through exercise, stretching, or simply walking with intention, you send a powerful message to yourself. I care about my future. You are reminding your mind that you are in control. This small act of movement creates momentum. And momentum is what breaks laziness, lifts low moods, and builds lasting confidence. Consider how different your day feels when you start with energy in your body instead of heaviness. The woman who moves daily carries herself differently. She stands taller, she breathes deeper, and her presence commands respect, even from herself. Movement unlocks confidence because it proves discipline. Each time you push your body, you prove that you can push through discomfort. And this mental proof doesn't stay in the gym or on the yoga mat. It follows you into every challenge you face. The truth is, you don't need hours of training. What matters is consistency. Even 10 minutes of focused movement can change your state of mind. The key is to make movement non-negotiable, a part of your identity. Because when you build strength in your body, you build strength in your spirit. Remember this, your body is not just carrying you, it is carrying your future. When you choose to move daily, you are choosing energy over weakness, action over excuses, and growth over stagnation. A strong body creates a strong mind, and a strong mind creates an unstoppable woman. Habit 3. Nourish your mind and soul. Strengthening the body is only half the journey. The other half lies in nurturing the mind and soul. A strong body can carry you through the day. but a strong mind decides the direction you take. Every thought you allow into your mind is like food. Some thoughts nourish you, others poison. This is why feeding your mind with wisdom, clarity, and peace is one of the most powerful habits you can master. When you take even a few minutes each day to read, reflect, or practice mindfulness, you are choosing to rise above noise. The world is full of distractions designed to steal your focus and drain your energy. But the woman who creates a habit of quieting her mind is the woman who walks with calm strength in the middle of chaos. Psychology teaches us that the quality of your thoughts directly shapes your emotions, and your emotions shape your actions. By nourishing your mind, you are shaping better decisions, stronger resilience, and deeper confidence. Nourishing the soul is just as important. This may come through meditation, journaling, prayer, or simply spending time in silence. What matters is creating space to connect with yourself beyond the demands of the outside world. When you do this, you remind yourself that your value is not tied to what you achieve or what others expect. It is rooted in who you are becoming inside. A woman who makes this a daily habit radiates a different kind of energy. She doesn't react to everything. She responds with wisdom. She doesn't get lost in negativity. She grounds herself in peace. She doesn't need validation because she already carries strength within her. Your mind and soul are like a garden. If you neglect them, weeds will grow. But if you water them daily with positive input, reflection, and stillness, they will bloom into clarity, focus, and peace. And when your inner world is nourished, your outer world begins to transform with it. Habit 4. Speak kindly to yourself. The words you whisper to yourself matter more than the words anyone else says to you. They shape your beliefs, your confidence, and the way you show up in the world. Many women spend years being their own harshest critic, replaying doubts and repeating negative stories in their minds. But psychology proves that self-talk directly influences emotions, and emotions drive actions. If you constantly tell yourself you are not enough, you will begin to live as if it's true. Speaking kindly to yourself is not about ignoring your flaws. It's about reminding yourself that your flaws do not define your worth. Every time you choose a positive affirmation over a negative one, you are reprogramming your mind to see strength where it once saw weakness. This is how confidence is built, not by waiting for external approval, but by giving yourself the permission to rise. When you make a habit of encouraging yourself, your perspective changes. Challenges stop looking like threats and start appearing as opportunities. Failure stops feeling like the end and begins to look like a lesson. The language you use with yourself becomes the lens through which you view your entire life. Think about this. If you spoke to a friend, the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would that friend feel supported or broken? You deserve the same compassion you so easily give to others. You deserve words that build you, not words that destroy you. Make it a habit each day to replace self-doubt with self-belief. Tell yourself, I am capable. I am resilient. I am growing. These words may feel small at first, but repeated daily, they reshape identity. And when a woman's inner voice becomes her greatest source of strength, nothing outside of her can silence her. Remember, the world will try to define you, but the voice you believe the most is the one inside your head. Train that voice to lift you higher. When you speak with kindness to yourself, you don't just change your mindset, you change your entire destiny. Habit 5. Set daily intentions. Once you learn to speak with kindness to yourself, the next step is to direct that inner strength toward clear intentions. A day without intention is a day left to chance. And when you leave your life to chance, distractions, demands, and the expectations of others will quickly take control. But when you set your own intentions, you become the one steering your life instead of being pulled in every direction. Psychology shows that the human brain seeks clarity. Without it, the mind feels scattered and overwhelmed. But when you take a few minutes each morning to decide what truly matters today, you give your brain a target. It no longer wastes energy on everything, it focuses on the essentials. That focus becomes power because what you focus on expands. Setting daily intentions doesn't require long lists or complicated plans. It's about choosing 2 or 3 priorities that align with the woman you are becoming. These small but intentional actions build trust in yourself. Each time you complete them, you prove to your mind that you are reliable, that you keep your word. And the more you trust yourself, the more your confidence grows. Think of intentions as guiding lights. Without them, you may keep moving but feel lost. With them, even small steps take you closer to your vision. The woman who sets daily intentions walks differently. She knows where she is going. She doesn't waste time on things that don't matter. She carries a sense of direction that others can feel. Every day you wake up, you have two choices. Drift through hours reacting to life, or rise with purpose and lead your life. When you choose intention, you choose power. You declare to yourself and to the world, I am not here to be controlled by circumstances. I am here to create them. And that habit alone can transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. Habit 6: practice gratitude. When you set clear intentions for your day, it becomes even more powerful to fuel those intentions with gratitude. Gratitude is not just saying or thank you. It is a way of seeing life. It is a lens that shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present, and that shift changes everything. Psychology reveals that gratitude rewires the brain to notice the positive, reducing stress and building resilience. A grateful mind naturally becomes a stronger mind. Every morning or evening, when you take a moment to list the things you are thankful for, you are training your brain to focus on abundance instead of lack. It doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as the breath in your lungs, the strength in your body, or the chance to try again today. These small acknowledgements anchor you. They remind you that even in the hardest times, there is something to hold on to. Gratitude also protects your energy. When you practice it daily, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop chasing validation. You stop feeling like you are behind. Instead, you begin to see your own path as valuable and worthy. And this inner shift gives you peace that no external achievement can replace. The most successful women are not those who have everything, but those who appreciate what they already have while working for more. Gratitude does not make you passive. It makes you powerful. It fuels your motivation because it reminds you that you are already blessed, already capable, already equipped to grow further. Make gratitude a daily habit. Write it down, speak it aloud, reflect on it in silence. Because the woman who carries gratitude in her heart cannot be broken by circumstances. She sees these lessons where others see losses, and she sees blessings where others see burdens. Gratitude turns every day into a victory, no matter how small. Habit 7: protect your energy. Gratitude fills you with strength, but to keep that strength alive, you must protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your time, your attention, or your heart. Energy is your most valuable currency, and once it is drained, even the strongest intentions and gratitude cannot move you forward. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is necessary for growth. Psychology teaches us that emotions are contagious. When you spend too much time around negativity, your mind begins to absorb it. When you allow constant chaos into your space, your peace begins to fade. But when you set boundaries, when you learn to say no without guilt, you protect the fuel that drives your goals. A woman who guards her energy is a woman who commands respect, not just from others, but from herself. This habit is about being selective. Choose where you invest your time. Choose who you allow into your circle. Choose the conversations, the environments, and the commitments that lift you higher instead of pulling you down. Every no to what drains you is a louder yes to what builds you. Protecting your energy also means protecting your inner world. Limit distractions that steal your focus. Guard your mind against endless noise. Create moments of stillness where you can recharge. Because when your energy is strong, you show up with clarity, with confidence, and with purpose. A woman who protects her energy walks with a different presence. She is not easily shaken because her power is preserved. She does not waste herself on battles that do not matter. She saves her strength for the things that truly move her forward. Remember this, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Protecting your energy ensures that your cup stays full, so you can give, grow, and rise without losing yourself in the process. Habit 8: learn something new. When you protect your energy, you create space for growth. And one of the most powerful ways to grow is to learn something new every single day. Knowledge expands the mind. It opens doors you didn't even know existed. The moment you stop learning, you stop evolving, and life begins to feel stagnant. But when you commit to daily learning, even in small ways, you keep your mind sharp and your spirit alive. Psychology proves that the brain thrives on novelty. When you challenge yourself with new skills, new ideas, or new perspectives, you build mental flexibility. This makes you more creative, more resilient, and more confident when facing the unknown. A woman who feeds her mind with learning becomes unstoppable because she never runs out of ways to adapt, grow, and lead. Learning doesn't have to be overwhelming. It could be reading a few pages of a book, listening to something educational, practicing a new skill, or simply asking better questions. What matters is the habit of curiosity. Curiosity keeps you moving forward when others stop. It turns obstacles into opportunities because you begin to see every challenge as a chance to gain wisdom. Think about it. Every great leader, every strong woman you admire has one thing in common. They never stopped learning. They understood that growth is a lifelong journey, not a destination. And the more you learn, the more confident you become in your ability to handle anything life places in front of you. Make it your daily ritual to add at least one new piece of knowledge to your life. Over time, those small lessons compound into a powerful transformation. A woman who learns daily cannot remain the same. She keeps evolving, keeps rising, and keeps surprising even herself with how far she can go. Habit 9. Take care of your appearance. Expanding your mind through learning builds inner strength. But how you present yourself to the world also carries great power. Taking care of your appearance is not about vanity, it is about self-respect. When you put effort into how you look, you are sending a silent message to yourself and to others. I value myself, I carry dignity, I am worthy of respect. Psychology shows us that appearance affects confidence. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself, and even the smallest details in your presentation influence how you feel inside. When you look organized and polished, your brain mirrors that order, helping you think with clarity and act with certainty. You step into the world with a different posture, a different energy. This habit is not about chasing perfection or trying to impress others. It is about aligning your outer presence with your inner strength. When you take the time to care for your health, your grooming, and your style, you begin to feel more empowered. And when you feel empowered, your confidence naturally rises, creating a positive cycle that lifts every part of your life. Think about the difference in how you feel when you step out of the house in clothes that make you feel strong versus when you don't give it any thought. The energy shifts immediately. One version of you is ready to conquer challenges. The other feels hidden and uncertain. Small details in appearance may seem unimportant, but they shape the way you carry yourself. Taking care of your appearance is a daily reminder that you deserve your own attention. It is a reflection of pride, discipline, and love for yourself. And when you carry yourself with respect, others learn to treat you the same way. A woman who values her appearance is not just seen, she is remembered because her presence speaks before she even says a word. Habit 10. Reflect before sleep. Caring for your appearance shows respect for the present, but reflection before sleep shows wisdom for the future. The end of each day is not just a time to rest, it is a time to learn. When you take a few quiet moments at night to reflect, you transform your experiences into lessons and your struggles into growth. Psychology tells us that the brain processes information even while we sleep. If you close your day with worry, your mind carries that weight into the night. But if you close your day with reflection, your mind carries clarity. Reflection is not about judgment or regret, it is about awareness. It is about asking yourself simple yet powerful questions. What did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? Did I move closer to the woman I want to become? This habit creates progress. Without reflection, days blur together and mistakes repeat themselves. With reflection, every day becomes a stepping stone. You begin to notice patterns in your behavior, and awareness gives you the power to change them. Small adjustments made daily through reflection compound into massive transformation over time. Reflection also builds gratitude and peace. Instead of ending the day in chaos, you end it with clarity. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, you acknowledge what went right. This balance strengthens your mindset and helps you sleep with a calm heart. A woman who makes reflection a habit doesn't fear failure because she knows every day offers lessons. She doesn't feel lost because she reviews her past consistently, and she doesn't doubt her growth because she can see her progress in the answers she gives herself each night. Reflection before sleep is like closing a chapter with wisdom. And when you wake the next morning, you rise not as the same woman who went to bed, but as someone wiser, stronger, and more prepared to face the day ahead. Closing message: when you end each day with reflection, you prepare yourself to rise stronger the next morning. And as these habits begin to connect, purposeful mornings, movement, nourishment, self-talk, intentions, gratitude, protection of energy, learning, self-care, and nightly reflection, you begin to see a powerful truth. Greatness is never built in one dramatic moment. It is built quietly in the discipline of daily habits. These 10 habits are more than routines, they are choices. Each time you practice them, you are shaping your identity. You are telling yourself in the world who you are becoming. And the woman who masters these habits does not just live, she leads. She inspires by example, not by words alone. Psychology reminds us that consistency creates transformation. A single act of discipline feels good, but repeated discipline changes the way your brain, your body, and your spirit operate. This is why small habits matter so much. They accumulate until one day you look in the mirror and see a woman who is unrecognizable from who you once were. Never underestimate the power of your daily choices. They decide your confidence, your peace, your strength, and your future. You don't need to wait for luck or opportunity. You don't need to wait for someone else to change your life. You already hold the tool. Every habit you master becomes a brick in the foundation of the life you deserve. So rise with purpose, protect your energy, learn with passion, and reflect with wisdom. Let each day be proof of your discipline and each habit be a declaration of your strength. The woman who commits to these habits cannot be stopped because she has built her future one powerful choice at a time.